We're watching Harry's breaststroke from above the water here. I kind of slow it down. Again, we kind of see how long that stroke is. Now a little bit different here. Let's rewind that a little bit. You can see that we've already started that pull, right? And your legs aren't fully together. So on the first one, it looked like you were doing a much better job of finishing your stroke. Here you can kind of see that you're not completely finishing that stroke. Make sure those feet come together before you start that next pull. Okay, and if you do that, if you let those feet come together, I think your breathing is going to come a little bit earlier as well. And that's really what we want to see from you. We want to see that breathing get a little bit earlier too. Because breaststroke really is about timing. Okay, so if your timing's right, it's all going to be so much better. The other thing is look at the difference in your hands. Okay, your left hand right here is open. Okay, that looks really, really good. But your right hand, which is this one over here, it looks more like a fist. Okay, didn't really see that as much underwater here as we do here. So let's make sure we open up that hand. We want to see your hands basically mirroring each other, and it's this one that we want to see you mirrored. Okay, so you don't want to have quite so much of a claw or a fist there. All right, now right here, I feel like we made the decision that we're going to glide in that wall, right? So if you just let that body finish, you're going to have a perfect turn. Instead, what we do is we try to take a whole extra stroke. Now let's look at this real quick. Here's where your hands are right now, okay? So all you have to do is just glide that last foot, foot and a half. But what you do is you start to do an extra pull. So you can see now your hands have gone further away from the wall. While your head maybe got closer, you've taken your hands further away. If you kept those hands forward, you would have already been on that wall. So let's make sure we don't do that extra stroke, because we can see as we hit that wall, your legs are really just engaged. I mean, so you're barely even into your kick. So you're a little bit offsetting there with that turn. All right, so let's make sure we do a little bit better job of gliding in that wall. As we get to the wall, you kind of see that you lift your whole chest out of that water, so your shoulders are a little bit high, and your eyes are looking towards the diving board. You want to make sure that your eyes are looking right here at that wall, or right here at that hand that's on the wall. And the other thing we're going to do is keep your shoulders right at water depth. Okay, if you can keep your shoulders at water depth, that's going to be a much better turn, a much faster transition. And right here at the last second, you can see that you started to look at that hand a little bit, but as you can see, your hand is more out here. You want that hand to come straight from here, right behind that ear. So that's why you want to watch that hand come off that wall, okay? That's a good, strong push off that wall. This is interesting because it's a different pull-out from what we saw in the last one. And I don't know if you can tell this or not, but you're not really fully on your stomach. You're kind of on your side there. You just now started to turn over your stomach. You've got to make sure that your shoulders and your chest are parallel to the bottom of the pool. So if you're on your side and you start that pull, that's trouble. You've got to make sure that you are completely parallel to the bottom of the pool, and then you're perfect, okay? Now, with that being said, that's a much better entry or a much better exit at the end of that stroke, at the end of that breaststroke. So that was a better pull out at the end. You can see right here, your hands are starting to spread out. And there your head's just popping up right as your hands are starting to press down. So that was a much better underwater kick to the first stroke of breaststroke transition. That was much better. Just make sure we're on our stomach as we're doing that first pull underwater, okay? If you don't rush it, if you wait that 3 seconds, it's never going to be a problem. Good job, Harry.